Close your eyes for just a moment. Take a deep breath, the kind that reaches all the way into your belly, and let it out slowly. You don't have to fix anything right now. You don't have to understand how healing happens. You only need to be willing to believe that change can begin with a single thought. You may not realize it yet, but your mind is the most powerful healing instrument you will ever possess. Every day it repeats thousands of quiet sentences. Some nourish, most wound, and every one of them shapes the way your body feels, the way your heart responds, the way your life unfolds. We've been taught to believe that healing is something that happens to us, that we must earn it, chase it, or wait for it. The power to heal does not live in hospitals, pills, or other people. It begins in thought. In the instant you decide to think differently about yourself, you invite every cell of your body to begin anew. You might say, but how could one thought possibly heal everything? Because one loving thought has the power to end the war inside you. The moment you choose a thought of peace instead of judgment, your heartbeat slows. The moment you say, I am safe now, your muscles release. The moment you whisper, I am willing to forgive, your immune system begins to awaken. That is not imagination, it is law. The mind speaks and the body obeys. You may have carried pain for years, chronic illness, heartache, regret. You may have tried everything, medicine, diets, books, distractions. But none of it can truly heal until you make peace with your own thoughts. Because what the mind resists, the body remembers. And what the mind forgives, the body releases. This one thought can heal everything. I am willing to love myself. Not I already love myself, not I know how, just I am willing. That willingness is the door. The moment you open it, light begins to enter. It doesn't matter how long you've been hurting. It doesn't matter how deep the wound goes. The body responds to love the way a flower responds to sunlight. It cannot help but turn toward it. Louise once said, every thought we think is creating our future. If your thoughts have been filled with fear, your future will echo that fear. If your thoughts become filled with love, your future becomes bright with healing. Think of it this way. Each time you say something kind to yourself, you are sending a new instruction to every cell. You are saying, it's safe to relax, it's safe to heal, it's safe to live. You might not feel it immediately, that's all right. Healing is not a race, it's a remembering. Your body has been waiting patiently for you to speak gently to it again. So let's begin right now. Take another breath. Feel your shoulders soften. Place your hand over your heart and say quietly, I am willing to love myself. Say it again slowly. Let the words become music instead of meaning. The mind may argue. The old beliefs may rise to shout, no, you're not. That's fine. Let them speak and let them pass. The truth is deeper than the noise. You see, love is not a reward for perfection. It is medicine for the wounded parts of you. It is the gentle voice that says, I know you tried, I know you did your best, and it's enough. When you think that one loving thought long enough, it becomes a vibration that heals not only your body but your entire life. Relationships soften, opportunities appear. The mirror begins to show a face at peace. You begin to notice that the world around you changes. People smile more. Help arrives more easily. The same streets feel lighter under your feet. Because the outer world is only ever reflecting the inner one. The miracle is not that love heals. The miracle is that we forget how simple it is. We spend years searching for answers outside ourselves when the quiet truth has always been inside us. What you think, you become. And the moment you think love, you become love. You do not have to master every affirmation. You do not have to meditate for hours. You do not have to be perfect. You simply have to begin with one thought that honors who you truly are. Let this be your beginning. I am willing to love myself. Repeat it when you wake. Repeat it when you feel pain. Repeat it when fear whispers its old stories. And each time, notice how the body listens. Notice how peace begins to hum underneath your skin. The mind says, it can't be this easy. But the heart knows it always was. Because healing is not about doing more. It's about remembering the truth. You were never broken. You were only believing thoughts that told you so. Change the thought, and the pain loses its story. Change the thought, and the body begins to rest. Change the thought, and life itself rearranges to serve your peace. So right now, before you move on, before you return to the world outside, take one final breath. Feel the stillness at the center of it. Feel how that stillness is you. And from that quiet space, say it once more with devotion, I am willing to love myself. Because that one thought, spoken with sincerity, felt with tenderness, has the power to heal everything. Every experience you will ever have begins as a single thought. Before the word is spoken, before the body acts, before the event appears, there is a thought. Thought is the blueprint upon which all life is drawn. And the most wonderful thing about this truth is that you are the architect. You design each moment with the quality of your thinking. If you wish to change your world, you need only begin with one thought, one new idea that points toward love. When I first learned this, I was astonished at its simplicity. Could it truly be that what I think shapes what I see? Yet the evidence was all around me. When I entertained fearful thoughts, my body tightened, my days felt gray, and everything seemed to resist me. When I chose a gentle, approving thought, perhaps things are working out after all the very air around me softened. The same world, the same body, a different thought, and therefore a different experience. Each thought is a seed. We cannot harvest peace if we are planting criticism. We cannot gather joy if we scatter worry. The garden of the mind requires daily care. If you plant seeds of resentment, they will grow, shading out the blossoms of harmony. But when you plant thoughts of kindness, patience, and self-approval, life answers with abundance. It has no choice. It always mirrors the mind that created it. Fearful thoughts and loving thoughts each create their own world. Fear tightens, love expands. Fear isolates, love connects. Fear says something is wrong. Love says all is well. Every time you choose between these two voices, you are shaping the direction of your healing. The body hears every word, and the universe responds accordingly. Resistance to new ideas keeps old pain alive. Many people cling to familiar suffering because it feels safe, it is known. But the moment you open to a new thought, healing begins to flow. Openness is the door through which miracles enter. You do not need to know how healing will come, only that it can. The mind cannot receive fresh truth while defending old wounds. Let your willingness dissolve the defense, and life will rush in to renew you. One loving thought can end years of inner struggle. You may think it must take decades to undo decades of hurt, but time has nothing to do with it. Healing happens in the instant of decision, the moment you truly say, I am willing to see this differently. In that instant, a new frequency is born within you. It hums quietly through your being, rearranging everything in its path. The mind is like a faithful servant. It believes what it is told. If you tell it that you are unworthy, it will gather evidence of that unworthiness. If you tell it that you are learning to love yourself, it will look for proof of progress. Every thought gives instruction to the life force within you. That is why healing must begin in thought before it can manifest in body or circumstance. The outer world cannot change until the inner script is rewritten. There comes a sacred moment, a quiet revolution, when you decide to believe in love instead of fear. It may not be a loud or dramatic moment. It may happen while washing dishes, walking outdoors, or sitting alone. Suddenly you think, perhaps I could love myself a little more today. That single thought is enough. It sets the universe in motion. The mind relaxes, the body sighs, and the heart opens just a fraction wider. That is the beginning of healing. When you say, I am willing to love myself, you are not claiming perfection, you are claiming possibility. You are saying, I may not know how to love myself yet, but I am open to learning. Willingness is the bridge between pain and peace. It is the soft door that leads from darkness into light. You do not force it open, you allow it to open. Thought is not an idle habit, it is the creative power of life itself. The universe takes every thought you think and says, so be it. It does not argue, it simply reflects. That is why loving thoughts are sacred. They align you with divine law. Every time you choose a thought of love, you are cooperating with the highest intelligence of the universe. Let us practice together. Take a slow breath and whisper, I am willing. Feel how simple those words are, how gentle. You are not declaring mastery. You are inviting grace. You are saying yes to the possibility of ease, yes to the idea that you deserve kindness, yes to the notion that life can be friendly. Repeat it again, I am willing. Allow it to echo through you like a song without melody. The mind may argue, let it. You are speaking to something deeper, the part of you that already remembers love. Each repetition waters that memory. Each breath strengthens its root. Now notice how your body feels when you think these words. The shoulders drop, the breath lengthens, the chest warms. This is what healing feels like in its earliest form. It is not dramatic, it is natural. The body responds instantly to any thought of peace. From this simple willingness, 1,000 miracles can unfold. The mind that once attacked now begins to comfort. The heart that once closed begins to trust. The world that once seemed cruel begins to soften. And all of it began with one thought, one quiet, sincere willingness to love. Remember, you do not need to change every thought today. You need only to plant one new seed. Thoughts multiply according to their kind. Plant one seed of love, and tomorrow there will be 2, the next day 4. Soon the garden of your mind will be blooming with peace, and the fragrance will fill every corner of your life. Say it once more, softly, I am willing. Feel the calm that follows. That is the power that creates worlds moving through you. That is the thought that begins all healing. The body is always listening. Every cell, every breath, every beat of your heart hears the conversation of your mind. It does not argue, it does not reason, it does not delay, it obeys. The body is the most loyal servant you will ever have. It reflects your thoughts faithfully, moment by moment, turning invisible beliefs into visible sensations. When the mind says, I am tired, the body slows. When the mind says, I am safe, the body relaxes. It is that simple and that sacred. Most of us have been taught to see the body as a separate, mysterious machine that sometimes works against us. But the body does not betray, it communicates. Every ache, every tightness, every flutter is a message. When the body whispers through discomfort, it is saying something in your thinking is asking for love. The mind resists, the body remembers, and together they call for harmony. You may not realize how quickly thought becomes flesh. Think of a fearful moment. The heart races, the breath shortens, the stomach tightens. That is thought transforming into chemistry within seconds. Now think of a loving moment. Your face softens, the shoulders drop, warmth spreads through your chest. This too is thought becoming matter. The body is the stage where every idea you entertain plays out its story. Fearful thoughts create tension, fatigue, illness, not because the body is weak, but because it is responsive. It mirrors what it is told. If you feed it worry, it will contract to protect you. If you feed it peace, it will expand to support you. The muscles will ease, the digestion will calm, the heartbeat will steady. Every organ is eager to serve your happiness. It only waits for instruction. Criticism, guilt, and resentment are forms of inner violence. They are sharp edges of thought that cut the delicate tissues of peace. The body cannot thrive under such attack. It defends itself the only way it knows, through pain, through fatigue, through dis-ease. These symptoms are not punishments, they are requests for love. When you stop attacking yourself in thought, the body stops defending itself in pain. The most healing thought you can ever offer your body is simple. It's safe to relax. Say it now and feel how your breath changes. Feel how your jaw loosens, how your spine lengthens, how the muscles sigh with relief. Every time you think it's safe to heal, you give the body permission to return to its natural rhythm. The body's default state is wellness. Illness is only prolonged tension. Release the tension and wellness returns like the tide. The body listens to love the way a flower listens to sunlight. It opens. It moves toward warmth. It does not ask for explanation. It simply responds. This is why loving thoughts are medicine. They restore circulation where criticism has constricted it. They balance hormones where fear has disturbed them. They improve digestion where guilt has soured it. Every affectionate thought toward yourself sends a message to the body. You are cared for. You are safe. You can rest. Begin speaking to your body as a trusted friend rather than a machine to be fixed. Instead of saying, "You never cooperate," try, "Thank you for all you do for me." When your body feels tired, say, "You've carried me well today. Let's rest." When it aches, say, "I hear you. I am listening." This dialogue changes everything. You move from frustration to partnership, from blame to gratitude. Healing is always a conversation, never a command. The body does not punish, it communicates. Every symptom is a form of language, a note from the deeper self asking for attention. If you respond with irritation, the message grows louder. If you respond with love, the message resolves. A headache might be asking for forgiveness. A stiff neck might be asking for flexibility in thought. A sore throat might be asking for honesty. When you listen lovingly, the body need not shout. I once met a woman whose back pain had persisted for years. She had tried every treatment without relief. When I asked what she felt burdened by, tears welled in her eyes. She realized she had been carrying guilt from a long past mistake. The moment she chose to forgive herself, the pain began to ease. The body had been waiting for that release. It did not need a cure, it needed kindness. Love is the natural medicine of the body. Fear is its toxin. Every thought either nourishes or starves you. Imagine that your thoughts are drops of water feeding a garden. Which do you wish to pour into your soil, poison or purity? Choose love consciously and watch your vitality return. Choose approval and notice how the body straightens, how the breath deepens, how the eyes brighten. The body responds instantly to the frequency of affection. Breathe now and silently tell your body, "I am listening." Then imagine sending light through your breath into every part of yourself, your heart, your hands, your stomach, your feet. Let the light say you are safe. Let it say you are loved. This is not imagination, it is communication. The cells respond to these messages as surely as a child responds to being spoken to kindly. You might find this thought comforting. The body and the mind are never at odds. They are lovers, not enemies. The body longs to express the harmony of the mind, and the mind longs to rest in the peace of the body. Together they create the music of your life. When one is wounded, the other can heal it through love. Forgiveness restores this natural rhythm. Each time you release anger or blame, the body exhales. The breath of forgiveness sweeps through the system like a fresh wind through an old house. It clears stale emotions, softens tissues, restores clarity. The body does not need complicated instruction, only the thought of peace. And peace begins the moment you stop arguing with yourself. So take one more breath. Feel the air move through you like a river of light. Whisper these words with tenderness. My body listens to kind thoughts. It is safe for me to relax. It is safe for me to heal. Repeat them until they become part of your heartbeat. Each time you do, the cells rejoice. They recognize their true language, the language of love. And in that quiet communication between mind and body, healing begins not as a miracle from outside, but as the natural response of life to being spoken to kindly. For most of our lives, we have lived with a voice in our heads that does not belong to love. It is a voice that comments, compares, criticizes. It tells us what we should have done, what we failed to do, and what we must become to finally be worthy. It speaks in the tones of the past, a parent's disappointment, a teacher's judgment, a society's demand. It believes it is keeping us safe, but in truth, it keeps us small. The good news is that this voice is not who we are. It is only an echo, and every echo fades when we stop shouting back. The inner voice was not born in cruelty, it was born in fear. As children, we learn to imitate the world around us. If love was given conditionally, we learn to measure ourselves. If mistakes were punished, we learn to hide our humanity. We began to think that the only way to be loved was to be flawless. That thought, repeated thousands of times, became the inner critic we know today. But remember this, what was learned can be unlearned. When you catch yourself thinking, I am not enough, pause gently. Do not scold the thought. It is an old wound speaking. Ask it softly, who taught you that? You may feel an answer rise, an image, a memory, a feeling. Smile at it with compassion. Say, that belief may have protected me once, but I do not need it now. In that moment of awareness, you have already begun to change. The mind learns through repetition. For years, it has practiced fear. Now, we will teach it love. Begin each morning by saying, I am willing to love myself. Do not worry if the words feel mechanical. The soil of the mind remembers seeds, even if the hand trembles while planting them. Each repetition is a seed of renewal. Each loving word is instruction to the universe. Keep planting, and the harvest will come. When we speak to ourselves with cruelty, the body stiffens and the heart closes. When we speak to ourselves with gentleness, life responds as if spring has returned after a long winter. You can feel the change immediately. The breath softens, the heart warms, the eyes brighten. The inner conversation sets the tone for the entire day. You are the only one who can choose its direction. For many years, I believed that self-criticism was a form of discipline, that if I scolded myself enough, I would improve. But I discovered that nothing good grows in a garden of fear. The more I punished myself, the smaller my life became. Then one day, I tried something new. I looked into the mirror and said, Louise, I love you. I am here for you. The words felt strange, but the feeling was unmistakable. Something inside me softened for the first time in years. I realized that love, not fear, was the true teacher. You have the same power. The next time you look into your mirror, do not search for flaws. Look into your eyes and see the soul that has endured, learned, and continued to love despite everything. Say aloud, I am willing to love you. The reflection may not believe you at first. That is all right. The child within you has heard too many harsh words. She needs time to trust this new kindness. Keep speaking gently and trust that she is listening. Self-criticism is not truth, it is habit, and habits can be changed by choosing new words. Replace I can't with I am learning. Replace I failed with I tried. Replace I'm broken with I am healing. The mind does not care which words you use, it will believe whichever you repeat most often. So choose words that nourish you. As you practice this, notice how your behavior begins to follow your new thoughts. When you believe you are capable, you take brave steps. When you believe you are lovable, you attract kindness. When you believe you are worthy, you stop settling for less than you deserve.